Hi, I'm Senya Lee, your host with Asian Media Network, continuing our community segment on SB1301. This time, we're going to be hearing from the Arizona teachers, faculty members, and parents. How important it is for them to see Asian American history being taught to our younger generations to develop more belonging, connectedness, and safety.
Senate Bill 1301. This is a bill that introduces Asian American curriculum into Arizona K-12 classrooms. My name is Kevin Dang. I am a pharmacist by profession. In addition, I'm also an adjunct faculty professor at Grand Canyon University. And I'm also precepting pharmacy students from multiple pharmacy schools within our state of Arizona. Among those are Midwestern University of Arizona and Creighton University. As an educator, I strongly believe that integrating Asian American studies into Arizona K-12 classroom is vitally important for our Asian American students. And these are the reasons why I have said that. This type of education will help foster a deeper understanding of their roots. This type of education also help our Asian American students appreciate their cultural heritage, help them value the lives that they have in America, the land of opportunity and the land of freedom that their parents have sacrificed to bring them to this country. Also, this type of education will help empower them to embrace their identity, make them feel more comfortable and confident in life and in anything that they do. Also, this education will help bridging the gap between their ancestral past and their present reality. Learning the struggles and the triumphs of their ancestors, Asian American students will understand and develop a stronger sense of belonging and pride. Combining all of those factors, learning and understanding Asian American history will help strengthening the Asian Americans' connection to both Asian heritage and their American identity. Last but not least, teaching Asian American courses in Arizona K-12 classrooms, not only benefiting the Asian American students, but also benefit the non-Asian Americans, as this type of education further enhance the knowledge of non-Asian Americans about the history, the culture, and the lifestyle of Asian Americans. For all that reason, I myself as an educator strongly urge all of you living in Arizona to work with OCA, work with the Asian communities, work with your network to encourage our Arizona lawmakers to pass this bill, to make this bill become the reality.
Hi, I'm Dr. Mei-Lan Wong, and I will be celebrating my 50th high school reunion, so that kind of gives you an idea of how long I've been around. I had the privilege of serving as a public school educator in many different positions over 30 years. One of my favorite was as the principal of Gavilan Peak School. I had the opportunity to start the very first public school Mandarin immersion dual language program here in the Valley. The reason why I was motivated to do that was not because I was multilingual, which made it very awkward when we went to China to look for teachers, was because I felt it gave our students an edge in the global economy and would help them to be future leaders in society. So I was born here. I've gone to public school since I was in first grade and graduated from ASU. Yay! And all during that time that I was in public school, I never saw one Asian in any of my textbooks, in the literature, in the stories, anywhere. We were absent. And it made me think about, hey, where are we? We represent 1/3 of the entire world's population. And yet when I graduated from high school of 500 people in our graduating class, there were only 5 Asians. And all of us got college educations and went on to be productive citizens in America.
And can you tell us about, the struggles maybe your grandparents had as business owners and being the very fabric of building America?
So interesting enough, my father served in the Korean War for America. My father-in-law served in World War II and has received the Congressional Medal of Honor for recognition for that service. Those stories are very, very close to me, and yet I've never seen any of those represented in any of the history books that I've seen. And I've been in education over 30 years. So for me, I'm thinking these stories need to be told, because these stories are the American story, the story that people who have challenges are able to work hard to live the American dream and achieve and settle in to help build a strong America.
Can you tell us why it's so important for K through 12 children to be exposed to Asian American history early on?
When you feel like there's nobody that looks like you in society that is achieving, it makes you feel like there's limitations on who you are. I know even in politics or in the movies, we never saw Asians. And the one that we did see was Bruce Lee. Like, he knows Kung Fu. So should all of us have to learn Kung Fu too? To be an American means so much more than just that one thing. The American dream is about being able to see yourself successful, that you're able to build a family that is healthy and strong. And being absent from the history of America says that we don't really value you as much as everybody else's story. And so I think it is important that we have these opportunities to let people be seen and to let them buy in to what is America.
Were there instances within your own personal life, growing up or as an adult, did you ever feel discriminated as being an Asian woman or othered, or people asking you, where are you really from?
When I was really, really little, my parents worked full-time, so I was a latchkey kid. And I was walking to school. I was probably first grade, all by myself. And there were these boys across the street who started yelling, "Ching Chong Chinaman." I'm walking along and thinking, what dopes? You don't know me. You don't know who I am. And I don't speak more than one language. I only speak English. And so that made me feel very different. In Chinese, some of the Chinese would call American Chinese "juxing," which is the Chinese word for bamboo. And when I heard it, I'm like, I'm juxing. I'm like, bamboo is very beautiful and graceful and super strong. But in their thoughts, they were like, Meilon, you are empty inside, because bamboo is hollow. And I'm like, oh, that's really hurtful. But we can take anything that happens in our life and we can let it be something that strengthens us and makes us resilient. And I think that is the hope of the American story, is that no matter where you came from or what you've done or what your challenges are, that we are a society that believes in freedom and that you are free to continue to seek after the things that you want out of life. And so, yeah, I have felt different, not only from people who have longer histories than mine in the United States, but from people who come and say, you're American, you don't have any of the tradition, the history of what makes you Chinese. Mm-hmm. So having this opportunity to say, hey, we're not one or the other. I am Asian American. I'm an American who has grasped, indoctrinated, assimilated what is the beautiful truth of the United States. That we do believe in freedom, that we do believe in rights, that we're a society of laws, that we believe that all people are created equal. And so our history books should reflect that too. And I hope that this bill will be able to do that for us. Not only for the Chinese or the Asians or any of the new immigrants, but for all of us to recognize that these stories of triumph, of resilience, of overcoming are stories for all of us.
So as an educator for many decades, have you seen students go through kind of stereotyping and kind of discrimination or, kind of bullying because of their race, especially as an Asian American?
As an administrator, kids are kids. People bully people because they bully people, right? And sometimes it's because of race. So as an administrator, whenever I was a principal of a school, it was important to me that people respected one another, that we respect anybody's background, anybody's color, anybody's ethnicity, that we all bring something. And it's important that our leadership, in whatever position you're in, that we reflect that also. And then the people around you will strive to follow after that also.
How do you feel the Senate Bill 1301 would impact the future generations, and do you believe early exposure and proper representation in our history books will help prevent Asian hate crimes?
I think we all want to learn from the truth. And if something's missing out of our history, then we're not really teaching the truth. So one of the things that we value in the United States is the opportunity to debate respectfully. That's how we become a stronger nation, that we take many perspectives. We understand the value of compromise. But that requires that you be able to get into the viewpoint of the other person in order to understand what they're looking for, so that there can be a win-win. So, people bully because people are mean, but it is up to the leadership, it is up to us who want to set the standard to say, that's wrong, and this is a better way to do it.
Do you feel that SB 1301 could positively impact our students to aspire for more if they saw positive role models of Asian Americans in the history books?
So SB 1301 would give us all an opportunity to see ourselves and other role models in our textbooks and our learning materials. That impact of seeing somebody be successful, or that story, is inspirational. not just for Asians, but for all of us, to see people that are overcoming, that have struggled, that have worked hard to achieve. These are the attributes that we want of our citizens. And so this could have a very powerful impact on the generations to come. I'm a grandmother, and I know that my own children at times were subject of bullying. I have my own stories. But to say that we value all people is a pretty powerful message of hope for people who are not there yet. And so to see that there are people who have become successful, who are Asian, that is a positive story for all students. I'm retired now, and to keep me busy, I am helping out as an English as a second language teacher for adults. There's like 75 to 100 adult students who come to our church, Northwest Chinese Baptist Church, and each semester we kind of get a new influx of people. And so over the last 3 years, we've touched many, many people's lives through this opportunity. I've had an opportunity to get to know quite a few of them and have heard their dreams, their hopes, and their struggles as new immigrants to Arizona. The majority of them are affiliated with TSMC, which is the Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company, which has a new factory out down the I-17. The TSMC facility has invested, they plan on investing $165 billion into the Arizona economy. They've given tens of thousands of jobs to engineers, to researchers, to construction, in a lot of ways to stimulate our economy. The TSMC factory represents Arizona taking leadership in the tech world throughout the world. They produce the most advanced semiconductor chip, microchip, and these families are now coming to the United States. Their children are in our schools. Many of them want their children to stay and go to American universities. But ultimately, it comes down to the kids themselves, whether or not they have a good experience here, that they feel like their hopes and dreams for themselves can be met in the United States. And so the opportunity, this is a very small thing to do, to let them know that there is a pathway for Asian Americans to success, to happiness in this environment in Arizona. And so I think we really want to make sure that we take advantage of this opportunity to say, yes, you're a part of America now. You are investing in the future of America. And we hope that this will not only promote economic wealth, but also peace and cooperation between our countries to make America strong.